Welcome back to Consumer Update. I'm Kelly Lightbourne. Well, you know you're supposed to look for doors and windows that don't close properly, cracks in the walls, the floors, or the pavement. But if you see these or any other signs that you might have a sinkhole, do you know who to call? Well, we do. Joining us today is Jay Silver, president of Helicon Property Restorations. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Kelly.
So obviously, sinkholes are a huge problem in this area. How big of a problem is it?
Well, we've seen the problem grow over the last few years. You've seen events like the Dunedin sinkhole collapse, Sefner, which was very unfortunate and tragic. Also, just recently this year, you saw one in Holiday where the driveway completely dropped into the ground. So it's definitely a problem that's been on the rise. A lot of theories that go in behind that could be because of the population boom in Florida when we're pumping too much groundwater out of the aquifer. But there's a lot of theories that are going around that why this problem has been increasing over the last decade.
But whatever the theory is, we got the problems. We have a sinkhole in our yard, yeah.
Yes, Florida does have the biggest sinkhole problems in the whole entire country.
And these, I don't think people realize that a simple inspection beforehand can actually help avoid a lot of this because there are things you can do about it, correct?
There is preventive measures that can be taken if you do have a sinkhole.
Right.
Things to look for, as you were mentioning, were cracks in the stucco or block, windows and doors having problems closing and opening. And those are things that you just don't want to turn an eye to and stick your head in the sand. You want to get help, and even if that's contacting your insurance company, to have some engineering professionals come out and have your site tested.
Okay, yeah, and that's great advice, because like I said, a lot of people just ignore it or say, oh, it's just the house is, settling. It's not settling. You need to have it looked at. So exactly what does your company do?
Helicon is a full-service disaster restoration company.
Okay.
We started out specializing in sinkhole repair and now have branched into helping homeowners with a flood event, fire, or some type of storm damage.
Oh, really? So you are like the damage control people. So if I have an issue, I can call you.
We're the one-stop shop. Any type of disaster you have at your home, you can pick up the phone and call Helicon, and we'll be there 24/7, 365 days a year to help you.
Wow. Well, how long have you been around?
Helicon just had our 10-year anniversary last May.
Well, congratulations.
So thank you. Yes, we're very, very proud.
What distinguishes you from other, I guess, disaster, repair companies? Like, since you do it all now, it's not just sinkholes, you do everything. Like what?
I'd say the biggest thing that distinguishes Helicon is our customer service motto, and our, that we do keep our promises in all aspects of our business. So when we promise you that we're going to be there on time or a certain date, we're going to be there to help you. Really?
Because that's the worst thing, was you're panicking and you call somebody and they're not there. I mean, it seems such a simple philosophy, but it really is important when you're dealing with stuff like this. Plus, you guys have 10 years of experience, and I know a lot of companies don't. They don't have that experience, and that speaks for itself.
Yes.
Yeah, that speaks for itself. What are some other things that homeowners can look out for? I know you said like just the windows, the cracking, but is there anything else that they can look for? Should they talk to neighbors? Is that a
talking to neighbors is a very good resource.
Yeah, it seems silly, but
it does. If your neighbor did have a sinkhole and it was repaired, and now your house is experiencing some signs, it's probably pretty high likelihood that you have the same problem as next door.
So it runs in the area.
Other things besides things on the structure you can look for is any depressions in your yard or a possible fence that's dipping down.
My pavers have a big depression. I've been ignoring it.
Pavers that are settling, causing damage. Those are some other signs you can look for besides looking at the house, the structure.
Yeah, so I'm so guilty. Are there any signs inside the house that you can look for?
Inside the house, you also will be able to see cracking in the stucco. You can look up in the upper wall joists if you see any separation along the corners. Also, any tiles that may have popped or cracked could be a sign that the foundation is shifting.
Oh, wow. Well, what are some things that our viewers should know or look out for? Are there anything that we haven't mentioned that they need to know?
If I could mention one thing, if you do have coverage in place with your insurance company and you are experiencing signs of sinkhole, don't be afraid to call and get their advice on what they think you should do.
Yeah, because I don't think I would call them first. I think I would have somebody come out and look at it. So how do they find somebody that's good in the business? Is there something that they can check? I mean, obviously we know you are, but what can a consumer do? Because I like to be proactive.
Things that you can check is definitely references. Online, check the contractor license, BBB for any complaints.
Wow, that's a good idea.
Some very, very great sources to check with is the engineering company that you're working with that's evaluating the sinkhole. They work with all the sinkhole repair companies in the business. Also, your insurance carrier may be able to give you 2 or 3 names of reputable contractors.
Now, as far as your company, do you actually just do the repair work? Do you have engineers on staff? Can you refer people? How does that work? If I call and I don't know who to call, I just call you and say, I need help. What will you tell me?
How it would work is if you were experiencing signs that you're visually seeing, we would recommend you contact your insurance company.
Okay.
And what they're going to do from there, Kelly, is send out a professional engineering firm to basically soil test and see what's going on subsurface. If they find a problem, they're going to put together a detailed remediated scope of work that Helicon would come in and execute flawlessly while the engineer is there monitoring the work. So they'll be there constantly monitoring the project until completion, and then the engineering company will stamp and seal and certify that your house has been stabilized and repaired.
Wow, so it really is a team effort, it's a joint effort to do this.
It's definitely a joint effort, and you have to have good communication among all parties between the homeowner, the insurance carrier, the engineer, and the contractor.
Okay.
Also, at the end of the project, Helicon provides you with a firm foundation warranty that covers you for up to 10 years if you were to have any future problems with the house.
I am so glad you mentioned that, because that was something I was going to ask, because like, how do you guarantee it? I know you keep your promises, but how do you guarantee it? You put it in writing.
Yes,
what a concept.
we actually do put it in writing. We back our work with a guarantee. Also, we are able to back that by a third party and carrier who will reinsure the warranty as well.
Wow. Well, how do they find you?
Yes, you can find Helicon. You can either call us at 813-567-1065 or visit us on the web at heliconusa.com.
There you go. A lot of great information. I'm going to go around my yard today and look, because like I said, I'm going to check out that indentation, or I can call you and you can come check it out. Yes, maybe?
We're able to come out and point out some of the signs, but the people that would determine whether you do have a sinkhole or not is the engineering firm.
Gotcha.
They're the only ones that can say whether or not you have a sinkhole.
I have to call my insurance company first. Darn. Why do I have you on the show if I can't just call you? There you go. No, thanks so much, because a lot of information that was just, helpful as a homeowner. So thanks again for coming in.
Oh, you're very welcome. It was my pleasure.
I'm gonna run home. Well, unfortunately, that's all we have time for this edition of Consumer Update. I'm Kelly Lightbourne. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Consumer Update has been brought to you by Hyundai of Newport Richey, Red Cap Plumbing, and Helicon Property Restoration.